Well, good morning to anybody who might be listening to my moto vlog, moto meditations, stuff I think about while I'm riding. And this morning I'm thinking about integrity because we talk about that a lot at Hallmark. And I wanted to see if I could bring a little more depth to that subject. I guess the first question that you might ask is, well, why should I even stick with this video? Why should I be interested in integrity? Well, there are a lot of good reasons to be interested in integrity because it's all about getting through life successfully, and it's the foundation of life. It helps us build resilience, helps us build toughness, and certainly will help us face some of the challenges in our life. Now, when we ask folks at Hallmark about integrity, we usually get a pretty stock answer, and it's not the wrong answer. But the answer we get a lot is integrity is doing the right thing, even when nobody's watching. And it's true, it's a good answer, but I think there's a deeper answer to that I want to talk about this morning. If we look at the word integrity, and we look at the root of that word, and we pull two other words out of it, integer and integrated. And an integer in mathematics is a whole number. It's not a fraction. But an integer can also be a whole thing, unbroken, complete unit. And of course, integrated means bringing all those whole pieces together into one unified system. So if we look at those two words, integer and integrated, and to build a metaphor here, this motorcycle I'm riding on is made up of a lot of integers, or independent units. There's an engine, there are tires, there's electronic stuff, and each of those is an independent whole in itself. But they're all put together in an integrated unit that functions successfully. And this whole unit has integrity. Now, why is it important for this motorcycle to have integrity, structural integrity? Because if it's just sitting in the garage looking pretty, it doesn't need integrity. All it's doing is looking pretty. But right now, there's a lot of stuff going on in this motorcycle. We've all heard the phrase, when the rubber hits the road. Well, the rubber's hitting the road right now. And there's some pretty brutal stuff going on down there. There's a lot of heat being generated. There's a lot of friction. There's bumps. The shock waves from that bump are traveling all the way up through the frame, through all the components of this motorcycle. But I'm riding along at 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, and I have complete confidence in the structural integrity of this motorcycle because I know that it can withstand the forces that it's being subjected to. So what does that have to do with people? Well, as we look at our life, one of the challenges that we face is becoming integrated, and we're made up of several integers or independent parts that need to be integrated into a whole, fully functioning piece. Now, there are four pieces that we need to really consider, or should consider anyway, throughout our lifetime. We need to figure out who we are, what kind of person do I want to be, what kind of person do I want to be perceived as? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing with my life? And what are my values? What do I believe in? And what's non-negotiable? Where's that line where I'll say no? Now, we struggle through those questions in our life sometime, and we get them figured out. But when we integrate them into a whole, fully functioning human being, now we have something pretty special. We have somebody who, they know who they are. And you know they know who they are because you can just tell that by the way they behave, by the way they talk, by the way they act, the way they walk. Everything about them says, this is a person who's got this figured out. They know who they are. And they know why they're here. They know what they're supposed to be doing. They've got some kind of vision or passion for their life. You know that. You can sense it. They know what they believe in. And you know that they have values because they're not afraid to talk about them. They make them visible a lot. And then they know it's non-negotiable. They're not afraid to say no appropriately when they have to say no. Now you might say, okay, that's all real philosophical, but it really doesn't apply to me. Why should I care? Well, you know, we're just like this motorcycle I'm riding. Life is a problem. Don't mean that to be negative, but life is a problem. The rubber hits the road every day when we get out of bed. And we have to withstand a lot of forces. We have to withstand people who don't like us, people who disagree with us. We have to work for bosses that we don't like and who don't like us. We're treated with disrespect many, many times in this world. And life throws us some horrendous problems that stop us in our tracks. So just like this motorcycle is withstanding all these forces on the road as I'm riding along, as we go through life every day, we have to withstand those forces. And those forces are a lot easier to withstand if we have integrity. If we know who we are and why we're here and what we believe in, and we know how to say no. So I think integrity is part of growing up. And it's an infinite process. We don't finish it. But it's a lot better than just being a shapeshifter, adapting to whatever's around us at any given time. So those are my thoughts about integrity this morning, and I hope that you're still here. I'm going to go into a place called Hillbillies. And I don't think there's going to be too many people in here who are talking about integrity. It's not that they don't have integrity. I just don't think they're going to be talking about it. But that's okay. I didn't come here to have intellectually stimulating conversations. Came here maybe to get a hamburger or something, or smoke a cigar. So we'll see how it goes.